Have you ever wondered why some people speak English so fluently even though they never lived abroad or talk to native speakers every day? What is their secret? The truth is surprisingly simple. They learned to talk inside their brain long before they spoke confidently in real life. And you can do the same. Most learners think that English fluency comes only from reading books, memorizing grammar rules, or watching videos. But real fluency is built in a much more powerful place: your mind. When you start thinking, questioning, and answering yourself in English, your brain begins to treat the language as natural instead of foreign. This habit rewires your mind, boosts your confidence, and removes the fear of making mistakes. Imagine walking, cooking, or traveling, and your brain is talking to itself in English. You're describing what you see, planning your next action, arguing with yourself, motivating yourself, just like you do in your native language. Without pressure, without judgment, without fear. This invisible practice becomes your biggest strength. In this series, you'll dive into 8 powerful chapters that teach you how to transform your mind into an English-speaking environment. You'll learn how to switch your inner voice to English, how to process thoughts faster, how to overcome hesitation, how to build spontaneous sentences, and how to speak confidently even when no one is around. If you're ready to speak English smoothly, naturally, and confidently, then let's begin. Your brain is the most powerful classroom you will ever have. Chapter 1. Train your inner voice. The foundation of thinking in English. Your journey to fluent English begins in a place no one else can hear: your inner voice. This voice is the constant stream of thoughts inside your mind. You use it every day, whether you realize it or not. You think about what you want to do, what you want to say, how you feel, and what you expect. Now imagine if that same voice slowly started speaking in English instead of your native language. That single shift can transform your fluency forever. Most learners think speaking English means talking with other people. But actually, you talk with yourself more than anyone else. You think thousands of sentences every day. If even 20% of those thoughts become English, you will develop natural fluency faster than any book or class could ever give you. So how do you train your inner voice? Start small. When you wake up, think, "I'm feeling sleepy. I should get up. What should I do today?" Say these sentences quietly in your mind. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need big vocabulary. You just need to start. The goal is not perfection. The goal is activation. You want your brain to wake up in English. Another powerful technique is describing what you see. This method forces your brain to convert visual information into English sentences. For example, if you're in your room, think, "My room is a bit messy today. The window is open. That's my desk. I have a lot of work to do." These simple thoughts begin to create a mental environment where English becomes natural instead of forced. Your inner voice should also express your emotions. If you feel stressed, think, "I'm worried. I have too much to finish." If you feel good, think, "I'm excited today. I feel confident." The more your emotions connect to English, the deeper your fluency becomes. Because language is not only words. Language is emotion, reaction, feeling. One mistake many learners make is waiting for the right words. They feel stuck because they want the perfect sentence. But your inner voice doesn't need big or fancy English. It needs consistency, not perfection. If you don't know a word, use a simpler word. If you forget grammar, use your natural structure. Your brain will correct itself over time because that's how language learning works. Another useful habit is asking yourself questions in English. For example, what should I wear today? Why am I feeling tired? What do I want to eat? What should I focus on now? Questions force your brain to think actively, not passively. When you ask a question, your mind automatically tries to answer. This creates a natural conversation inside your head, exactly what fluent speakers do. The key to training your inner voice is frequency. You don't need long sessions. You need short, regular moments. Think in English while walking, showering, cooking, standing in line, or before sleeping. These micro moments are the real teachers. Over time, something magical happens. Your brain starts switching to English automatically. You'll catch yourself thinking in English without trying. This is the moment real fluency begins. Chapter 2. Convert your daily life into English thoughts. Your fluency grows fastest when English becomes part of your everyday life. Not as a subject, but as a habit woven into your normal routines. Chapter 2 focuses on turning every simple activity into an opportunity for English thinking. This is where your daily moments transform into powerful practice sessions that require no extra time, no partner, and no pressure. The idea is simple. Whatever you do in your day, describe it in your mind in English. This activates your brain naturally and steadily, just like how children learn languages, through constant exposure and small repetitions. Start with the easiest and most obvious part of your life, your morning routine. The moment you wake up, your brain is fresh, silent, and ready to absorb. Begin thinking in English before you even pick up your phone. Say in your mind, I need a few more minutes. I should get up now. Today is going to be busy. I want to make it productive. These small sentences create a mental rhythm. Automatically, your brain begins to accept English as the first language of the day instead of the last. Next, use English when you're moving. Movement triggers memory and language retention. For example, when you brush your teeth, think, I'm brushing too slowly today. I need to get ready. I should leave soon. When you cook or eat, think, this tastes good. I need more salt. I'm hungry. I'm in a hurry. These are simple thoughts, but simple is powerful. Your brain loves clarity, not complexity. Everyday thoughts repeated daily create long-term fluency. One extremely effective technique is narrating your actions as if you are the main character in a story. For example, imagine a narrator describing your life. He's walking to the bus stop. He looks a bit tired but focused. He's checking his messages and planning his day. When you hear your life described in English inside your mind, you build fluency without speaking a single word. This method increases mental awareness, improves vocabulary, and helps you think faster. Another habit you should develop is thinking in English while doing boring or repetitive tasks. For example, when cleaning your room, you can think, I should organize this table. There's too much clutter. I'll start with the clothes. This feels good. I'm getting things done. These micro-thoughts happen naturally and repeatedly, which is exactly what builds fluency. A powerful addition to your daily English thinking practice is future planning. When you plan the next hour, next task, or next appointment, try thinking in English. For example, I have to finish this assignment. After that, I'll take a break. Then I'll work on something important. Planning in English improves your ability to use the language for real-life situations, not just learning purposes. You should also think in English when you're frustrated or stressed. Emotional thinking is deep and memorable. If you're irritated, think, I'm annoyed right now. This situation is challenging. I need to calm down and handle it step by step. When you express strong feelings in English, the language becomes connected to your real self, not just your academic self. Another technique is turning silent moments into English reflection. For example, when you sit alone, you can replay your day in English. Today was productive. I talked to a lot of people. I finished my work. I handled everything well. Reflection creates stronger memory pathways for English thoughts. Slowly, English becomes your automatic response language. You won't translate. You'll think directly. This is the true transformation of daily life English thinking. Chapter 3. Break the translation habit. Think directly in English. Have you ever wondered why you understand English but still cannot speak quickly? Why your brain freezes for a few seconds before forming even simple sentences? The biggest reason is translation. Your brain is trying to convert every English thought into your native language, then convert it back again into English. This slow, tiring process destroys your fluency. Chapter 3 teaches you how to break this habit and start thinking directly in English, without translation, hesitation, or confusion. Translation feels natural because you've done it for years. But fluency begins the moment you stop depending on your first language. Your goal is to build a direct connection between English words and meaning. The question is, how can you stop your mind from translating when it's been doing it for your whole life? The answer is simpler than you think. You must train your brain using small, consistent, everyday techniques that slowly disconnect translation pathways. Start with the easiest skill, thinking in pictures instead of words. When you see a cup, don't think of the word in your native language. Don't mentally translate. Just picture the cup and think, cup. When you're hungry, don't think about the word in your language. Instead, feel the hunger and think, I'm hungry. Meaning should connect to English directly without passing through another language. This visual connection is a powerful method used by children and bilingual speakers. Next, reduce translation by simplifying your mental language. Many learners get stuck because they try to form complex sentences in their head. When they can't, they return to translation. But English fluency builds from simple thoughts. For example, instead of thinking, I need to finish all my tasks today because I'm feeling very motivated, start with, I have work. I should finish it. I feel good. Short sentences train your brain to think quickly. Over time, they grow naturally into longer ones. Another method is labeling your environment. Whatever you see, think of the English word instantly. Bed, window, bag, notebook, charger, keys. This teaches your brain instant connection, object to English word. No translation involved. Every time you repeat this, you weaken the influence of your native language and strengthen your English instinct. You should also train your brain with quick response questions. These force your mind to react in English without translating. Ask yourself small questions throughout the day. Where am I going? What do I need now? Why am I tired? What should I do next? Your brain has no time to translate when the question is simple and urgent. It must respond directly. Another highly effective technique is limiting your first language for a few minutes each day. Choose a 10-minute window where you think only in English. No matter what happens, keep your mind inside English. It will be difficult at first, but after a few days, your mind will adapt. This short challenge gradually builds mental endurance. Also, try English first reactions. For example, when you see something surprising, think, "Really?" "Wow," or "Seriously?" The more your emotional reactions become English, the faster your fluency grows. Emotion bypasses. Translation. Finally, understand that breaking translation is a slow but beautiful process. One day you'll notice that your brain responds in English automatically. You won't force it. You won't translate. You'll think directly. This is the breakthrough moment every learner dreams of, and you are already moving toward it. Chapter 4. Build mental sentence flow. Speak smoothly. Inside your mind, fluency is not only about knowing words, it's about how smoothly your mind connects those words into sentences. Many learners know vocabulary and grammar but still struggle to speak because their brain cannot create continuous flow. Chapter 4 teaches you how to build that inner fluency, so your thoughts move in English without stopping, breaking, or freezing. And the first thing you must ask yourself is this: when you think in English, do your thoughts flow? Or do they come in small, broken pieces? If the answer is broken, don't worry. You're about to learn how to fix it with simple but powerful techniques that train the rhythm of your mind. The first method to develop flow is thought linking. This means connecting small ideas into a longer inner dialogue. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm tired," pause. "I want to rest." Try to let your mind move without stopping. "I'm tired because I slept late, so I want to rest, but I still have work to finish." This trains your brain to move forward instead of stopping after every short thought. At first, it may feel slow, but with repetition, the flow becomes natural and smooth. Another important technique is story building inside your mind. When something happens in your day, describe it to yourself like you are telling a story to a friend. For example, "I was rushing in the morning. Then I realized I forgot my wallet, so I had to run back home. It was frustrating, but now it's okay." This storytelling practice creates long, connected sentences in your mind. You are not only thinking, you are narrating. And narration builds fluency more effectively than memorizing grammar rules. You should also practice mental expansion, a technique where you take one simple thought and expand it step by step. For example, start with, "It's raining." Then expand. "It's raining and I forgot my umbrella." Then expand more. "It's raining and I forgot my umbrella, so I might get wet, but I have to leave anyway." Each expansion forces your brain to build longer sentences without stopping. This method naturally trains your mind to form complete thoughts instead of quick fragments. Another powerful tool is predictive thinking. When you think a sentence in English, try predicting the next sentence automatically. For example, if you think, "I'm hungry," your brain should ask, "What do I want to eat?" If you think, "I'm late," your brain should continue, "How fast can I reach?" Prediction keeps your inner conversation alive and flowing. You are not waiting. You are moving mentally. This is what fluent speakers do automatically. To improve flow even more, practice switching topics smoothly. When you finish thinking about one idea, jump to another without stopping. For example, "I should clean my room. It looks messy today. By the way, I need to reply to those messages. Then maybe I can watch something later." When your brain can smoothly switch topics in English, your fluency reaches a new level. This style of thinking is natural in your native language, and with practice, it becomes natural in English too. Another important part of building flow is resisting the urge to correct yourself while thinking. Inner fluency grows when your brain moves without interruption. If you make a mistake, ignore it. Keep going. Correct yourself later if necessary. The goal is movement, not perfection. Finally, understand that mental sentence flow is like a river. At first, it moves slowly, but with consistent practice, it becomes stronger, smoother, and continuous. One day you'll catch yourself thinking long paragraphs in English without effort, and that's the moment you'll realize your mind has truly become fluent. Chapter 5. Build mental conversations. Speak to yourself in English. Have you ever noticed how real-life fluency comes naturally to people who practice talking to themselves? If not, ask yourself, why do some learners freeze in conversations while others speak confidently without hesitation? The answer lies in mental conversations. Chapter 5 will teach you how to speak to yourself in English daily, training your mind to respond like a fluent speaker, even when no one is around. Mental conversations are simple. You talk to yourself in English as if you are speaking to another person. Start with daily scenarios. For example, when preparing breakfast, narrate, I am making toast. I need butter. Should I make coffee or tea? Coffee sounds good today. This habit mimics real-life speaking, but in a safe environment where mistakes don't matter. Your mind learns to form sentences quickly and naturally. Another effective technique is imaginary dialogues. Picture a friend, teacher, or colleague, and imagine a conversation with them. Ask questions and answer in English. How was your day? It was good. I finished my work and relaxed a bit. These exercises prepare your brain for real-life interaction. You begin to anticipate questions, create answers, and react spontaneously. Over time, this reduces anxiety and hesitation. You can also practice problem-solving in English through self-dialogue. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what should I do about this task? What's the best way to handle it? Then answer mentally in English. This not only improves language fluency, but also strengthens critical thinking in English. Your mind starts linking English with practical action, making it more natural to speak when the moment comes. It's important to use emotions and tone during mental conversations. Don't just think mechanically. Imagine excitement, curiosity, or frustration as if you were talking out loud. Your brain connects emotional expression to English, making real conversations easier. For instance, when you feel happy, say, I'm really excited about today. I can do this. When you feel frustrated, say, this is difficult, but I will manage. Emotional connection accelerates learning more than silent, emotionless repetition. Consistency is the key. Dedicate small pockets of your day, while walking, commuting, or waiting in line, to mental conversations. Even 5 to 10 minutes at a time is enough. The goal is repetition, not perfection. Every mental conversation strengthens your inner voice, builds confidence, and prepares your mind to speak English fluently when real situations arise. Finally, remember that mental conversations are practice grounds. Mistakes don't matter here. They are stepping stones. Your mind begins forming sentences automatically. Your vocabulary expands, and your confidence skyrockets. One day you will find that speaking English aloud feels effortless because your brain has rehearsed countless dialogues silently. Chapter 6. Think in English while doing tasks. Practical examples. Have you ever tried thinking in English while doing something ordinary, like cooking, cleaning, or walking? Most learners don't realize that daily tasks are golden opportunities for English practice. Chapter 6 is about turning your routines into a live classroom where English becomes natural, effortless, and automatic. Let's see how this works with concrete examples. Imagine you are cooking breakfast. Instead of letting your mind wander in your native language, narrate every action in English. I'm cracking 2 eggs. I'll fry them for 3 minutes. The toast is getting brown. I need a cup of coffee. This smells delicious. At first, it might feel awkward, but your brain starts associating tasks with English words, and soon thinking in English while doing anything becomes second nature. Walking outside provides another perfect opportunity. You can describe your surroundings. The sun is shining, birds are singing, the road is busy. That man is walking fast. I hope I reach the market soon. You are not only practicing vocabulary, but also training your mind to form complete sentences spontaneously. Over time, your brain stops translating and thinks directly in English. Even cleaning your room can become a practice session. As you organize, narrate. I'll put these books on the shelf. This shirt goes in the drawer. The floor is dusty. I need to sweep it. I feel accomplished when it's clean. These small sentences may seem simple, but repetition is powerful. Your inner voice starts thinking like a fluent speaker. Another example is commuting or waiting in line. Instead of scrolling through your phone in your native language, ask yourself questions in English and answer them. What will I do after this? Should I buy some snacks? Did I forget anything for work? These micro-conversations are short, practical, and incredibly effective for mental fluency. Even during boring moments like sitting in traffic or waiting for a friend, you can practice English silently. For example, I am a little bored. I wonder what I should do later. Maybe I will listen to music. I hope traffic clears soon. Turning idle time into practice strengthens your habit of thinking in English without effort. The key principle of this chapter is contextual thinking. Your brain remembers language better when it is tied to real-life situations. Just reading or memorizing vocabulary is less effective because it's abstract. When you link English to tasks you do every day, your mind creates instant associations, and your fluency improves naturally. Start small and realistic. Pick 2 or 3 tasks every day and narrate them in English. Don't worry about grammar mistakes. Focus on forming sentences, describing actions, and asking questions. Gradually, your brain will start thinking in English automatically. Chapter 7. Learn English by storytelling. Imagine and have you ever noticed how children learn their first language? They don't study grammar books or memorize long lists of words. They hear stories, imagine situations, and repeat sentences naturally. Chapter 7 uses this same principle. Storytelling to boost your English fluency. To make it engaging, let's explore this through a story. Meet Rafi, an ordinary young man who struggled to speak English. He could read, understand, and write a little, but whenever he tried to speak, his mind went blank. One day, Rafi discovered a powerful trick. Instead of forcing grammar rules or memorizing sentences, he started creating stories in his mind and telling them silently in English. Rafi began with simple, everyday stories. For example, he imagined his morning routine like a mini-adventure. I woke up and the sun was shining brightly. I stretched my arms and jumped out of bed. I walked to the kitchen, opened the fridge, and discovered the milk was gone. I had to drink water instead. Each small story used his daily life, but by narrating it in English, he trained his brain to form sentences naturally. Next, he added a twist of imagination. He imagined traveling to London. I walked through a busy street. Cars honked everywhere. I saw red buses and a tall clock tower. I wanted to take a photo, but it started raining. By creating vivid mental images and linking them to English sentences, Rafi strengthened his vocabulary and built spontaneous speaking skills. The magic happened when Rafi began telling stories about his emotions and experiences. He imagined challenges, victories, and funny situations. Yesterday, I tried cooking a new recipe. I burned the onions and spilled water everywhere. I laughed at myself and cleaned the mess. I will try again tomorrow. By connecting English to real feelings, his inner voice became fluent, confident, and natural. Rafi also used a notebook to jot down story ideas. Each day, he wrote one short story in English, then narrated it silently. Sometimes he made it funny, sometimes dramatic. The key was consistency and imagination. Slowly, his brain stopped translating. He no longer thought in his native language first. English became the language of his thoughts. By the end of a few weeks, Rafi noticed a huge difference. When he spoke with friends or tried practicing conversations, his sentences flowed easily. He had already rehearsed thousands of sentences in his mind through stories. His vocabulary had grown naturally, and his confidence skyrocketed. He realized that storytelling wasn't just entertainment. It was a mental gym for English. Fluency. The lesson from Rafi's story is simple. Imagination, plus English thinking, fluency. You don't need perfect grammar, long words, or a native speaking partner. Start small, create stories about your life, exaggerate, imagine new worlds, or even narrate funny incidents. Your brain will automatically link English words to situations, feelings, and actions. Chapter 8. Think English every day. Unlock your fluent. Have you ever dreamed of speaking English confidently, naturally, and without hesitation? Imagine yourself in a conversation where words flow effortlessly, sentences come out perfectly, and your thoughts are instantly expressed in English. This is not just a dream. It is the result of daily habits, consistent practice, and the power of your mind. Chapter 8 is all about motivation, turning your English thinking into a lifestyle, so fluency becomes unstoppable. Fluency doesn't happen overnight. It happens inside your mind, day by day. Every thought you think in English strengthens the pathway to real-life speaking. Every small narration, every mental conversation, every story you imagine, every task you describe builds a foundation for effortless communication. The key is consistency. Ask yourself, am I ready to dedicate just a few minutes every day to my future self? The answer determines your success. Think of your inner voice as a powerful engine. If you feed it English daily, it grows stronger. If you ignore it, your fluency stalls. The amazing part is that your inner voice never judges you. It doesn't care about mistakes. It only rewards effort. You just need to keep activating it. Describe your day, solve problems, ask questions, narrate stories, or imagine adventures, all in English. These small daily sparks ignite a massive transformation over time. Motivation also comes from visualizing your fluent self. Close your eyes and picture yourself speaking English confidently with strangers, presenting in front of a group, or even joking naturally in English. Feel the pride, the excitement, the freedom of expressing your ideas without struggle. Your brain cannot distinguish real experience from vivid imagination. It will start rewiring itself to make that imagined fluency a reality. Remember, mistakes are not obstacles. They are milestones. Every error, hesitation, or repeated word is your mind learning, adjusting, and improving. Fluency is not perfection. It is confidence, consistency, and courage to keep thinking and speaking in English, even when it feels uncomfortable. Motivation comes from celebrating progress, no matter how small. Surround yourself with English inspiration. Listen to English podcasts, watch videos, read stories, and immerse yourself in thoughts that challenge your mind. But most importantly, talk to yourself. Your inner dialogue is your secret classroom, your private trainer, and your lifelong partner in fluency. When you speak inside your mind daily, real-life conversations become natural, spontaneous, and stress-free. Finally, commit to the journey. Every day, think in English during small moments: walking, cooking, commuting, relaxing. Every day, challenge your inner voice to describe, question, and imagine in English. Over weeks, months, and years, this habit will turn your mind into an English-speaking powerhouse. The fluency you dream of will not just happen, it will become part of who you are. If you implement these strategies daily, you will notice a transformation. Thinking in English becomes natural, speaking becomes effortless, and your fluency will grow faster than you ever imagined. For more life-changing tips, practical English learning strategies, and motivational content, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Join our growing community of learners who are breaking language barriers every day. Your fluent English journey starts here. Don't wait. Start now.